Tough challenge. I mean, he's an incredible player, and now he has this confidence boost after Paris, and you can definitely see, that he is feeling very comfortable on court and very relaxed, hitting very strong.
Sunday afternoon. Center court. The grass has been trimmed, the lines repainted, and somewhere beneath the manicured turf lies a story that has been building for years, one that is about to reach its most dangerous chapter yet. Jannik Sinner walks out as the world number one, as the defending champion, as a man who has beaten Alexander Zverev 9 straight times. 10 of their last 14 meetings have ended in Sinner's favor. 14 consecutive sets. Not since a cool October night in Vienna has Zverev managed to steal even one set off the Italian. On paper, this should not be close. On paper, this should be a coronation. But paper has never played a Wimbledon final. And Sinner knows it, because the man walking onto the grass across the net from him is not the same Alexander Zverev who has lost 9 matches in a row. That man tried for years, through heartbreak, through near misses, through a career that threatened to be remembered for what it almost achieved rather than what it did. And then, in Paris, on the clay of Roland Garros, something changed. Zverev finally broke through. He finally won his Grand Slam. And now he arrives at Wimbledon carrying something he has never carried into a match against Sinner before, the quiet, unshakable confidence of a champion. Sinner has seen it. He watched it happen, match by match, through the fortnight. He sat and studied Zvayev's semifinal, and what he saw unsettled him. Not fear exactly, but respect, sharpened into alertness. The serves are bigger now. The swings are freer. The nerves that once crept into Zvayev's game in the biggest moments seem to have evaporated, replaced by a relaxed, almost dangerous calm. This is the paradox at the heart of Sunday's final. History says Sinner should win comfortably. Instinct says history means almost nothing anymore. Because for the first time, in all of their 14 meetings, these two men will fight for a title on grass. 6 of their previous battles played out on the hard, true bounce of hard courts. 4 more unfolded on the slow, grinding clay, including their 2 most recent clashes, Monte Carlo in April, Madrid in May, both won by Sinner, both a world away from what awaits them now. Grass changes everything. It punishes hesitation and rewards aggression. Points end faster. Rallies shrink. Rhythm, the very thing that has allowed Sinner to dismantle Zverev again and again, becomes nearly impossible to establish. And on a surface already known for rewarding the big server, under a rare wave of summer warmth baking center court, Zvayev's biggest weapon, that thunderous serve, suddenly becomes even more lethal. Sinner understands this better than anyone. He knows the exchanges will be shorter. He knows the long, patient baseline battles that have defined their rivalry may simply not exist on Sunday. He knows he is stepping into unfamiliar territory against a familiar opponent, and that combination is what makes this final so unpredictable, so charged with tension. Still, he is the favorite, the defending champion, a 4-time Grand Slam winner standing on the surface where he successfully defended his crown. Every statistic, every psychological edge built over years of head-to-head dominance sits in his corner. But Sinner refuses to let the numbers lull him into comfort. He knows better than anyone that a man who has just tasted his first Grand Slam title plays with a different fire, freer, bolder, unburdened by the weight of what if. For Zverev, this is uncharted ground too. Despite years on tour, despite reaching the top echelons of the sport, this is the first time he has ever fought his way to the business end of the one tournament that has eluded him the longest, the grass court major that has always felt just out of reach. Now, at last, it is in front of him, and he arrives not as the hopeful challenger of old, but as a man who has already proven, on the biggest stage of all, that he can win when it matters most. So what happens when unstoppable history meets an entirely new battlefield? What happens when the hunter, who has won 9 straight, must contend with prey that no longer fears him? Sinner isn't dismissing the danger. He isn't hiding behind the comfort of his win streak. In his own words, he knows this will be different, more different than any of their previous 14 meetings combined. The surface is foreign. The stakes are higher. And the man across the net carries a title of his own now, a validation that transforms nerves into weapons. Yet beneath the uncertainty, there's something else in Sinner's voice, a calm, focused resolve. He isn't a man who fears the moment. He's a man who has learned to enjoy it. Being back in a Grand Slam final feels good, he says. It feels like where he belongs. And whatever happened in their past meetings, on whatever surface, under whatever circumstances, it happened. It's history now. It won't step onto the court with him on Sunday. This is the mentality of a champion who understands that legacies aren't protected by looking backward. They are built by staying present, point by point, game by game, set by set, especially when the surface beneath your feet has never been tested against this opponent before. As Sunday afternoon approaches, the tension is undeniable. 2 men, 14 prior battles, 0 previous meetings on grass. 1 newly minted Grand Slam champion riding the high of his life. 1 relentless wild number, 1 trying to defend not just a title, but an aura of invincibility that has followed him through 9 consecutive victories. The crowd at center court will be watching for signs. Will Zverev's newfound freedom translate into the kind of fearless, first-strike tennis that can topple even the most dominant rival? Will Sinner's composure and tactical intelligence be enough to smother a big serve on a surface built to amplify it? Will history assert itself one more time, or will Sunday mark the moment everything changes? Nobody knows. Not the pundits. Not the players themselves. Because for the first time in this storied rivalry, there is no blueprint. No past match to lean on. No pattern to trust completely. Just grass. Just heat. Just 2 men who have shared some of tennis's fiercest battles, now standing on ground neither of them has ever contested before. Jannik Sinner said it best himself. This will be very, very tough. Very different from anything they've played before. And that's exactly why the entire tennis world will be watching. Because when the past no longer guarantees the future, every single point becomes a story of its own. Sunday afternoon. Center court. History versus opportunity. Dominance versus destiny. The story isn't over. It's only just beginning to get interesting.